Welcome to another live stream from Kind to Go. Now, I don't know if this live stream is starting up, but I'm sure my guests will probably let us know. Today we've got Nige from Tojj29 Motovlogs, and we've got Steve from the Dorset Rider. I nearly forgot who you were then for a minute, Steve. Apologies.
Evening.
My apologies there. Welcome to the stream, and welcome to anybody in the side chat. I'm going to put the link in the side chat today, and if anybody wants to come along and join in, and if I can find out where the chat is, which is somewhere, I will put the link in the chat very, very shortly, unless you can do it, Nigel. Have you got it there?
Yeah, I've got it.
Stick it in the side chat if anybody wants to pop in. First of all, apologies from me for not being here last week. I was a bit busy last week, and I couldn't do any sort of stream at all. So yeah, thanks for coming along to today's stream. Hello, Jerry. Welcome to the stream. I can see you there. Can I open the studio like that? Can I? I'm trying to make this bit bigger so I can see it. Oh, that's better. I can see it now. Here we go. Hello, Jerry. And we've also got Free Rider UK as well is here. They're all popping along. Great. Everybody's come in. So yeah, this week we've got a little wheel on the bottom right-hand side. It's not going to do anything really. All that is a yes/no thing. If anybody has something we want to make a decision, yes or no, we'll just add that to the mix. I didn't get on really with the spinny wheel thing. We're going to make it a little bit simpler this week and just have a standard stream. Backrod Tourist, hello, welcome. So yeah, I've said my apologies, and that's the way it is. The weather's getting better, and everybody's getting out more, and everybody's all the rides are coming out now, which is good to see. You know, we've seen you out, Nige, and we've seen you out, Steve, on your couple of videos you've been doing, nipping out to motor museums and things like that, and getting into trouble with the locals. What's all that about? How did that happen?
I blame Steve.
Yeah.
Go on,
He
Steve.
thought we were droppers, but we weren't.
Well, we did check beforehand, didn't we? We pulled down to the roundabout, and we were expecting that we couldn't go down there because it is heavily populated with pedestrians walking down to the cove. But on the sign, it said from the 15th of May till September, wasn't it, Steve?
Yes.
Yes, we're perfectly within our rights to go down there.
yeah, legally, yeah. So we did. We bimbled on down slowly, but as you probably saw in that video, there was one old fella, bless him, took offence at us going down, didn't he? At about 3 miles an hour, and then took offence to us coming back up as well. Still, I mean,
We've done it plenty of times and never had any problems at all. Yeah.
I've got problems already. I've got problems with the comments. They're not all coming up automatic, but
this
they know I'll have to start clicking a few things here and see what happens. See if it pops up. What was
that?
that?
Some great weather lately, don't we?
We have, yeah. And the weather's getting better. I think this week we're going to have about 19 degrees, aren't we? We're going to get some really, really good weather.
Can I just say in the side chat, chap called Wayno. Steve, can you remember when we came through Martok and I said somebody spotted us as we went through?
Yes.
That was Wayno in the blue Jag waiting at that junction to come out, and he's in the side chat. Wow. Evening, Wayno.
That's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing who you meet when you're out, isn't it?
I hope we were behaving ourselves in going through your place.
We were at the speed limit as well.
Exactly.
We didn't get moaned at through Martok, did we?
You always keep the speed limit, don't you?
Yeah, I mean 30s, 20s and 30s. If you're over the limit in there, then you deserve it, don't you?
Yeah.
But, National's a fair game, I think.
Yeah. Now, I've been thinking of buying a new motorbike. I don't know whether I told you guys. My little CB125. I did the oil change this week. Eventually, got round to doing it. It took about 0.8 of a litre. Was it 0.8 of a litre? 0.8 of a litre or something like that it was to top it all up. and the oil was pretty black. So I just let me. So yeah, I changed the oil, and I also changed the spark plug, which is something I've been waiting to do on a bike as well. Spark was brown, so it's running a little bit rich, I think, but I'm going to leave it as is. I ain't going to mess about with anything. But I might be. I'm thinking of getting rid of that and getting one of the NC 750X again, which I used to have a while ago. It's a nice bike. It's a great bike. So I'm thinking
Would
of
that be
doing
manual or DCT?
DCT, of course. Yeah, I wouldn't go back to the manual now. Actually, when I first had the DCT, I thought, well, when it was manual, I wouldn't bother getting a DCT. But when I went to the DCT, I thought, I've got to stick with that because it's I do like it. I do like the way it's fully automatic. Now I've got a problem for some reason. I don't know why it is. Can you see when it's live? Can you see the images are all not in the right position? Oh, that's better.
When it's live.
No, it's gone right now. I'll tell you what. This EV Mux has got some weird things happening with it.
It's good, isn't it? But
Yeah,
there is loads of stuff over this side that you can do with it all. But I think sometimes it's too much.
yeah. Now Andy's saying I should burn the 125 and buy a BMW. Do they do one? Do they do a 125 economical BMW? I'm a one for economy as well. Then the NC 750 does 80 to the gallon or 85.
They do a great little 310, don't they?
They do, yeah.
What 310 do they do? Is it BMW do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
BMW 310 GS.
A 310 GS?
Oh yes. John Diab McLean had one, didn't he?
I don't know.
Before he went to the 850.
Well, it depends on what I do, but I'm thinking of doing that. But should I keep the 125 as a bike to throw around somewhere, or shall I trade it in and get 50 quid for it? That's the question.
Well, I mean, realistically, what are you going to get for it?
Probably not a
And
lot.
if it's not a lot, then it's probably best to keep it, isn't it? And use it purely for the winter hack.
Yeah. That's if you've got space, though. I've already got 2 bikes in the car and a garage full of tools. Where do you put them?
Oh, here you go, Joe. We might be able to do you a favour. Look, Lee Monkeywood. He's saying, what would you recommend as a cheap, second reliable bike? Well, I know where there might be a 125 going.
125, yeah. They're wonderful bikes. They are reliable, but yeah, I can use it in wet, salty roads. I should have taken the 765 RS in anything but clear roads. I can understand that, and that's why I take the NT11 I keep that. And over the winter, I've done about 4,000 miles. Well, last year, 4,000 miles on the 125, and obviously that saved the miles on the NT. So the NT's seen no rain, no salt, no nothing.
Lee's just said some at 30 horsepower plus, please.
Yeah. Well, the 125 is only 11 horsepower, which is 746. There's 746 watts to 1 horsepower, if I think right. Hello, Howie. Howie's popped in. He's not in the stream today. I think he's busy. He's sorting out, but he's popped in. Welcome.
Wayne said about the 310, nice bike, bit small for motorway work, but then you do the motorway on the 125, don't you?
I do the motorway 125. Yeah, it just about gets to 70 if I flog it, and the wind's behind me. But normally about 65, 60, 65 I'm doing on that, which is it's not too bad. It does vibrate a bit, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? Best thing for wet. Yeah. No.
What can we recommend for Lee then for a second bike?
It depends. Does he like touring bikes, or does he want just a commuter bike?
Well, he's got the 765 RS at the minute, the Triumph.
Yeah. How about a Grom?
Do you know what? I love them. I reckon they're brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
the monkey bikes, isn't it?
We saw a little monkey bike pull into that hub place we went yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that bit out of the video when that the third bike came in.
Well, I've got to admit, you were dribbling over that monkey bike more than you were at breakfast.
They forgot me mushrooms.
You did forget your mushrooms. Evening,
Oh,
Steve.
yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
I
on your on your commute, traffic wise, do you get up to 70 much, or is it just
No, no.
most of the time?
60. Me, personally,
No, the traffic on your commute, is it a slow commute
it is a slow
because of the
commute,
amount
yeah.
of traffic? Yeah.
It's 60 to 60 for about a mile and a half. Then after that, it slows down to 50, then 40, and then you're into traffic then, basically. So we've got people having problems with audio here. But no, Jerry's around. He's in the side chat. He's there somewhere or other. Um, and obviously, I was away last week as well, Steve. But I'm back this week. The thing is, what's happening now is people are the weather's getting better, and people are starting to get out on the bikes, and they want to get out and do the rides and go places and things. And sometimes people are not available, so you can't um, you can't do everything every single week, can you? At the end of the day,
No, no.
yeah.
yeah.
There's YouTube, and there's also a life outside YouTube, and people have to live their own lives as well, don't they? At the end of the day,
I've just put the link in the side again. If anyone's got a camera and wants to come and join us, click on
yeah,
that link. You're more than welcome.
that'd be great. Yeah, pop in and say hello. And
What about Mr. Freerider UK?
Mr.
Perhaps he
Free,
could come and jump in.
good evening, Peaky. Peaky's around as well.
Hello, Bright.
Yeah, well,
Evening, Bright.
pop in and say hello. So we've got the audio's good anyway.
I've Here's a bit of news. Look, I've bitten the dust and I've ordered one of the now Carpure Ride. You know these. You got the Auchi, the Chiggies, the Carpure Ride. I've ordered the 7-inch Carpure Ride that's specific to the BMW. So
Wow.
although they had them before that clipped into the BMW cradle, this one, the BS version, just about sums it up. I expect as long as it didn't BS when it gets here. That works with the jogger wheel on the BMW. So basically, where you use that for the bike settings, you can use that to sort of navigate around the Carpure Ride as well. But the only reason I've got it is when we're using the My Route app for the sat nav, I just find it a bit too small on my phone. So I bought that. I mean, for the money, if it's not as good as I think it is, it can get flogged and we'll get a bit of money back on it. But fingers crossed, that should be here this week.
Yeah, did you have a Carpy ride and you had a problem with the actual satellite navigation not clocking up, not starting up straight away? I saw a video once on somebody. I don't know whose video it was, but they were riding along and it went off or something. Oh, was it Howie? Was it Howie had that problem? Was it or not? No.
I don't know. I mean, it is a common thing with it because all it is mirroring your phone, isn't it? So if your phone loses signal, then stands to reason the Carpure Ride's not going to work.
Yeah.
Because that is just basically a bigger screen of your phone, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, what we'll do when we go and do our trip, I'll download the local area maps, and
Yeah.
hopefully we won't lose signal. But if we do, we'll have some offline maps as well to use.
Well, talking of the trip, nice. I'm glad you mentioned the trip. Something I haven't
You
mentioned to you
you
yet.
went on a trip.
No, I haven't been on a trip. I haven't been on a trip yet. No, I'm going to follow you along. I'm going to follow behind your trip and see where you take. You've been doing all the planning, you and Steve. But I've been thinking,
Digital mystery tour.
Yeah.
yeah. But I was thinking, I was getting not a little bit worried, but I was getting concerned about riding the NT 1100 down the that twisty road and the one that's got all the bumps and pits in it.
Hard
And
knock.
the hard knock past is the thing I'm thinking of now. Is it okay taking the NT 1100 in that sort of environment with that's my concern because I don't want to wreck my bike on the bumps or tip it over on the bend.
I'd say it was the perfect bike because it's DCT. You're going to be in the right gear at the right time.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd say probably, I don't know, but probably put it in sport so it holds the gears longer.
yeah. You can put it in manual. The DCT will go in manual. It'll stay in manual all day.
Yeah,
First,
well,
second,
it's
gear.
to be honest, out of all the passes, it's one corner out of the whole lot.
Mm.
As long as you're in first and using your engine brake, and you're absolutely fine.
Yeah.
It's not as daunting. I went there first time thinking, "Oh God, what I let myself in for?"
Mm.
And no, it was.
I wouldn't worry about that one, Joe. Anyway, when we take the back road up to the Tan Hill Inn, there's a much worse corner on there.
You saw. Oh dear.
Am I
Oh,
wrong,
and it
Steve?
is as well. It literally goes like that.
Is it worse than that one?
I think
When
it's
I went up it,
tighter.
sorry, mate.
I
You
think
got
no, I think it's a tighter bend, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. When I approached it, I looked up and then I had to look up again to find the road.
Well, Andy's saying the pass is for beginners, so we'll have to see what happens with that one. But yeah,
A pass for beginners. Well, I said we should give each other a little bit of space between when we do go up,
yeah,
and then at least if we do fall off, we're not going to fall on each other. I
yeah.
mean, I did
And
say to
one of us
Steve
should get it
though,
on film.
yeah,
I
it
don't want to
might
fall off
be.
anyway. My bike's already fell over once with the wind, and that cost me £2.5 to fix that. I
Yeah,
tried.
that wasn't cheap, was it? It might be better though if I go up first, and hopefully if I make it all the way up, I can stick the drone up and then film all of you lot coming up. And
Yeah,
then if you do fall off, we've got it on camera.
yeah. But what happens if you fall off, Nige? Yeah, but who's filming that?
Well, I got cameras everywhere on mine, so it'll pick it up somewhere.
Yeah. Sticking in
No,
forward.
honestly, it's not as bad as you think it is.
Uh,
I was a bit, what's the word, trepidatious, was it? But
yeah,
I've bimbled up there. Just look far ahead, be in the right gear, and if you see a car, just pull over and let him come down,
yeah.
Yeah.
and then you've got a clear run up. That's all it is.
Steve, Harry's just said, have you got your microphone back yet?
I have, yes. Thank you, Harry.
But that brings me on to something I had written down to remind me. I still think it's faulty though, because it kept disconnecting, didn't it?
It did.
We went out yesterday just to go out and try this. So what we did, I've got the Action 5 Pro. I connected my mic 2 that I have in my helmet to the 5, and we also connected Steve's mini mic that he had in his helmet to my 5, and we thought we'd try that and see how it went. When we were sat right next to each other, they were brilliant. And when we probably 10 yards apart, Steve, still brilliant. Evening, Bright.
Doing okay, you all right?
Here we
Just,
be. Oh, we've lost the
Right.
chat, Joe.
You've lost.
But yeah, anything more than sort of 10 yards, and it was cutting off. So I don't think that's a viable option for if you're on two separate bikes. The connection between the mic and the camera. I know they say you got 250 meters, but it's nowhere near it. Nowhere near it at all.
Might be 250 if you're stationary, mightn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But once we got moving, and it was every time we got moving, wasn't it? It just totally cut it off.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I've got a video out on Wednesday showing that, and you can see the distance that me and Steve are apart, and there's no reason why that mic shouldn't still be connected to the camera. It was different when we paired Steve's mic to my other camera, the Action 4. Steve suggested that if we did that, what it would give me then is two lots of video footage, two lots of audio, and I could adjust the audio independently. Because when you connect them both to the 5, it puts it all in one video, one audio file, I think. But evening.
it's all very complicated to me. This audio thing,
Oh,
just syncing up with cameras and audio
yeah,
and stuff like that. You need to be an expert in video processing and things to do most of it, don't you?
yeah, yeah. I should be back in a second. I won't be long.
Yeah. Welcome
Okay.
to the stream, Brian. Nice to see you.
Evening,
Thanks for
Brian.
coming in. Do
No,
appreciate
no,
it.
no problem at all. No problem at all. Just thought I'd jump in for a bit, as you
Brilliant.
there was a space, so I thought I'd jump in.
Yeah. I think you've got a drink. We had a problem with the drink before, didn't we, Steve?
Sorry?
You've got the drink there, Brian, but we had a problem with the drink table. I think it was we couldn't get access to it or something, did we? Was that what it was?
I had to put my laptop on my new crate of beer to get it the right height. Then I
Yeah.
realised I had no more beer left, so I had to open it up.
Yeah, yeah,
So if I start going off on a slide,
yeah.
Oh,
are you still not drinking, Bry?
no, mate. 20,
Well done.
26 or 27 days left.
Brilliant.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm at the
To be
point now
fair,
where I want it to end now. Really, you know what I mean? It's I'm gonna do the full 100, like, but it's getting a bit boring now. If I'm being brutally honest.
Is
that
that
Guinness Zero is not bad though, is it?
Mate, as a Guinness drinker, I drink a lot of Guinness. As a Guinness drinker, people say, "Oh, you don't know you can't notice the difference." Oh, I can massively,
No, you do.
massively.
Yeah.
Like I say, I have it just to scratch the itch, so to speak. That's,
Yeah.
that's all it's for. Is just to pretend that I'm having a beer, make it feel like I'm having a beer, even though I am. It just makes it feel like I'm having a beer.
how's your ribs doing, Brian? Are they all recovered now? Are you all good with that?
Nah,
No.
mate. I'm my right hand side of my ribs is even now it's still hurting me. I went out and met Jay and Richard Vady yesterday for breakfast, and literally all I did was ride over there, had breakfast, and I was just like, it's not even the riding, it's the banging, the bumping, and just you until I suppose until you break your ribs, you don't realise how much of your core body, your core strength, you actually use riding your bike.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you know when you have an accident, when you do break your ribs or anything like that, that's when you realise that you use a lot of your core body going around corners, leaning, you know, even
Laughing.
braking, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And is it worse on an adventure bike, the type of bike you got compared to like a touring type bike? Is it worse on that sort of a bike?
I don't know, mate, because I would have thought personally it would have been easier on an adventure bike because the suspension would have been set up
Oh yeah.
more for off roading, bumpy, and all the rest of it. Because obviously I can just press a button and transfer mine from soft to hard to enduro to everything off.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, mate, it's just if they feel like they're getting better up till about Wednesday, and then Thursday you're like, oh, they
Yeah.
feel all right, and then Saturday you go out on your bike and you're like, you get back Saturday afternoon, and I was like, oh my days, I'm in agony. But it's like that. It's like daft stuff,
Yeah.
like where I parked at Monash, you got to roll your bike back. So you've got to put your bike on your hip and roll it back. Do you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. It's just really random daft stuff that until you've got to do it, you don't realise how much it hurts.
Even just laughing and coughing, it kills you, doesn't
Deep, mate. Anything. Deep breaths.
it?
I can't even take a deep breath. Do you know what I mean? Lying down in bed, I lie when I sleep. Usually, I lie on my right hand side, but I can't because I took my hands. Basically, I sleep like that. Basically, but on my side. But I can't. I'm really, it's just really struggling, man. It's just so much. Oh no, that's so much pain. Honestly, it's like now and again you'll do something, and you're just in agony instantly. It's that instant pain straight off the bat.
Nothing you can do with ribs, is there? Just wrap them up and hope it heals, isn't it?
You just gotta leave them. Just gotta leave them. Just let them. Like from when I did them, like over 2 weeks, I do feel better. Over 2 weeks, it's but I'd still say I'm probably at least a good at least another 3 weeks before I'm at the point where I'm 80-90%.
Takes time. Ribs take time. Something
Yeah,
goes with ribs, and you can't put them in a plaster cast or anything like that, can you? You just have to wait till they heal, and
yeah.
you can't heal if they're moving. Just don't breathe for a few
When you
days.
came off and hit that black ice, did you feel yourself accelerate?
I actually did. When I come off, because the bike skidded into the rut. So I was coming down the road and the bike hit the rut and then come across me, and I literally missed the back of the bike coming past.
No, no friction at all, have you? You hit the ground slow,
No.
and
No,
then you speed up, don't you?
well, there was about when we looked at it, there was about 8 meters worth of ice on the road, and you could actually, obviously, when the accident happened, I'd walk back round, got the bike out the woman's front garden, put it round, and then I'd walk up and down the road, and you could see the actual patch of ice that I'd gone down on. and that is my problem with the rucker stuff. That's what I'm so annoyed about the rucker stuff is I've hit the ice. I've gone down on the ice. I've not gone down on a dry road, and the kit's chewed up like that. That's what I'm. I mean, I'm getting. I've had a few bad comments really of different people, but that's what I'm annoyed with. That
Do-
that they've chewed up as bad as they have.
Does your bike have? I don't know. I've never been out on black ice. Does your bike have traction control? Would that have helped at all, or does it help?
Yeah, no, it's had traction control on.
Does it
But
do anything?
when it's on ice, mate,
Not
unless you got
As it goes,
stabilisers,
doesn't it?
yeah, unless you got stabilisers, mate, on the front and the back, you got no chance.
yeah.
Don't matter how good a rider you are, once you hit ice, mate, you once that front washes out, you're never going to save it. Don't matter whether you got traction control or not. Once you've gone past the point,
Yeah,
that was
so
it.
Even if you had stabilisers, you just end up spinning.
It's
It's
better.
evil stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's better than falling off, mate. Trust me.
Uh,
what about your gear? Have you defined any news on your gear? What you're going to buy a different type of gear, or you say you're going to
um,
use your old kit for on your trial?
yeah, so I've actually got a video coming out next week. I've actually bought some patches,
Oh,
some laminated patches, and they're for like tents and stuff like that. So I'm going to try them first because obviously they're waterproof. So I'm going to try them first, have a look at them, and then see where we go from there. Because if I'm being brutally honest, mate, it's cost me like 250, 300 quid to get my bike fixed. And if I got to buy a new set of clobber as well, there's another, even a decent mid-range set of clobber is going to cost you, in excess of 6, 7, 800 quid. And
yeah,
if I'm being brutally honest, mate, I ain't got it at the minute, so I'll just make do with what I've got. I mean, I've got my BMW suit,
yeah.
so I'll just end up using that for a little bit, but it is nice having the rucker stuff because it fits. That's what you're buying. That's what you're paying for. The fitment, the fact it's stretchy, and all that lot.
So the laminated patches, how do they actually fit? Do they iron on or something, or do they?
Now that you have to warm them up. You have to warm up like a heat gun, and get the back of the laminate like sticky.
Yeah,
So and then you have to put them on, leave them on for like 20 minutes, and then warm them up to regenerate the glue, and then uh, once you've regenerated the glue, supposedly the the stick likes not.
that's, that's a good way of putting it. That, isn't it? Right. Oh,
I
I've
was
not.
just
So
I was just having a quick look for Wayno's there. He said injury sucks, but he come off his T7 at the ABR rally. He said videos on his channel. I was trying to find it. I was going to bung it up quickly.
no, but mate, that's the thing. I was actually gonna do I was gonna do a vlog that day, but we was meeting 2 or 3 other lads at Lake Verney. So I was like, I'll start the vlog at Lake Verney. I don't usually do that. I usually start it from my house, and then if I'm meeting people, add the people throughout the vlog. And the place where I met the lads, a place called the Bell Inn at Tong. There's a petrol garage next to it, which was closed, ironically. So the only reason why we went down that road was for me to go and get some fuel. So
You rode for 3 hours afterwards, didn't you?
yeah, I picked the bike up and rode for another 3 hours.
Yeah, but you're tough, aren't you?
I'd say stupid more than tough, mate. To be honest, we sat down and had a coffee. Excuse me, and had something to eat. And it was beautiful weather. It was a beautiful day. Come 11 o'clock, it was absolutely gorgeous. Sun was out, and I just remember sitting there with Joe Harrop and Lee, one of my subscribers, and I sat there, and you can feel yourself starting to stiffen up, and I was like, if I don't get on my bike now,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna get on it, and I'm gonna struggle. And I got back. I put the bike in the garage. Had a bath. I thought I'll have a bath, try and ease myself in. Got out the bath within, I don't know, 35 minutes. I was in agony, absolute agony.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been worse. At least you're sort
Yeah,
of
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But
Um,
that's the most important thing, really. The bike can be fixed, can't it? But
yeah,
it's harder to fix a person if
'Cause
you go down,
you,
something
you
happens.
landed in someone's garden, didn't you?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
In the
But
flower bed.
what was quite funny was the woman was stood on the corner, obviously knowing that this is a
Yeah, I was
sketchy,
going to say that they must
waving
have had that before.
waving her arms. So like as I've looked to like as if to say, "What you doing?" The back end's gone. The back end's gone, and then I've counter steered for the front, but the front's already on the ice. So as I've counter steered, the front's just washed out, and then I'm just basically sliding down the road on my side, watching my bike hit the one side, and then I'll start catching up the bike, and the bike goes across the other side of the road. It's the curb, stands up, goes over, and then basically down the embankment into a garden for about I don't know 6 or 7 meters into a garden. So but
Did
she
you
was all
not?
right about it. She was all
Did you
right
not
Fair
about
fix
it.
the
enough.
panniers at all? Did you have the panniers on?
No, 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 no. So the crash bars at the front and the rear foot pegs took the majority of it. So yeah,
Yeah,
you know
bloody
it's
lucky.
Lucky.
yeah. Like I say, mate, if that would have been 4 5 minutes later, there was a car coming around the corner, and I'd have just slid into the car basically because where I ended up was on the other side of the road, sideways, so lying across the road. So if that car would have come over, basically the car I'd just been like a speed hump, and the car would have just gone over me.
Mm.
But
See, if you was on that beast of a 125 of Joe's, you'd have
Oh
just gone straight on through that ice.
yeah, I'd have just like an hoverboard. I just hovered over it.
I would, Joe, for what you're going to get for it. If you're saying for what you're going to get for it,
yeah,
you're
I'd
probably
keep
better
it.
off keeping it, isn't you?
yeah.
I'd
Keep
get.
it,
I'd get. I wouldn't get it, mate. If they're going to offer you peanuts, you might as well keep it.
keep it and stick it and put a cover over it. Some leave in the back garden or something like that.
Mm.
Oil it all
Mate,
up.
like I say, mate, I'd insure it, mate, and just use it as a chatter bike. Use it as just now and again when you're bored, or you don't want to take one of the bikes out. Just grab it out and off you go.
Yeah.
You can have a play on it.
Or use it when I'm going on that tour up there, so I don't go down that bendy roads and all that
Lads,
stuff and do
lads,
any damage.
can I just say? I'm just gonna say this to you. So the hard not pass, I bad at all.
It's not bad.
Genuinely, the videos put up about this hard not pass. I was the same as you guys when I went and did it. I had, you know what I mean, having nervous poos the night before and all the rest of it, and it genuinely
It's a lot
it's
of hype,
that
isn't it?
difficult. The most difficult part about it, or the technical part about it, is you go the corners are all off camber. That is the only difficulty is the fact that the corners are all off camber. Apart from that, lads, stick in
If you
one
give
gear.
yourself space and look ahead, as long as you don't meet a car or a camper van, you're fine, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, mate, and even if you do, just stick to your guns. Stick to your
Yeah.
guns. They can pull in you car. If you hit the gravel,
Yeah.
mate, you're going to be off.
Just keep
Stick to your
keep the
guns,
power on, nice and gently.
mate.
It's
Honestly,
not as bad as they say it is.
it's genuinely, mate. It's and I'm being on as honest as I can be because you look at it and you just think if you're going up in December, then I'd say be wary. If it's dry, even if it's wet, apart from if it looks like if you're going up the hard not pass, the camber's going away from you, going up. So all the corners, the camera's going away from you. But there's only three bad corners out the whole lot, and the rest of it's an absolute doddle. So just
Right, right.
don't overthink it at all. Don't overthink it at all, and don't get worrying about it because you'll get there and you'll do it, and you'll just be like,
Nothing to it.
what was the fuss
I
about?
Yeah.
went up there a couple of years ago, and I had a 1500 wing with the missus on the back, and I've been up steeper hairpins than that
Yeah,
What did
on
you
the
go
Isle
up
of
in?
Wight.
What
So
did you go up in?
I went up on my Benelli, but back at home on the Isle of Wight, we got steeper bends than that, and I was two up on a 1500 gold wing with me
Yeah.
and the missus.
Yeah.
It just purrs up there.
Yeah.
So
all you
it's
got to do is concentrate on yourself. Look at the corner. Look through the corner, not at the corner,
Yeah.
and keep your chin. And this is like anything when you're riding. Keep your chin up. If you put your chin down, you're gonna look down. You keep your chin up, you'll look up. And it's just simple things like that. It's genuinely, lads. It's that difficult.
Yeah.
It's not
I,
that
Your
difficult.
line and stick to it, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think
And if
anybody else is worried about it. It's me that's worried about it. I'm the only one. They all know it's okay, and I think it's me that hasn't been on it before, so
yeah, yeah.
they're
I
okay.
mean,
mean,
that's the thing, mate. I just try not to.
No.
If you
yeah,
watch a video, I've actually got a video of that because I was the same as you. I was like, I've got to go and do it just to see what it's like. And then when I did it, I was just like, that ain't,
Isn't it?
yeah, that ain't bad. That
but
ain't bad.
Jerry's just emphasised how lucky you were, Bri. He was saying he saw one of his mates come off and he ran over by a pickup truck. And to say, emphasises how lucky you were because you went right across the road, didn't you? It was
Yeah,
lucky nothing coming.
yeah,
Yeah, the thing
yeah,
is, if there's nothing coming, if there's something else on the road, it's a lot more dangerous, isn't it? But if there was nothing on the road,
Yeah,
you were lucky because of that. But it's
mm.
not always the case, is it?
I mean, on the crash data on your TFT, because obviously you can if you've got something called a 911, you can plug it into the BMWs. You can get your crash data off it. So when I pulled all the crash data off, I was only doing 27 mile an hour when I crashed. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's not like I was licking along doing 50, 60 mile an hour. I was going fast, and that's like I say, that's my problem. That's my point. That's my
yeah.
frustration with the Rucker stuff.
I mean, the one that Howie and Wayne are on about, Porlock, that's a good one, isn't it? With a couple of nice tight hairpins.
Yeah,
Where,
yeah, yeah.
where's that? How far up the country is that? Is it Wales or something?
Hi, it's down
That's
us to
in
the south.
Oh, it's the other way. Oh, it's
North
the other way.
Devon.
I want something near
Yeah,
me.
that one corner that tightens right up on you, isn't there? I think it's
Yeah, well, that's
going
the
up.
one the bin man fell off on.
Was that
On his XR, yeah. And the
someone down
ironic
that
thing
way?
was we came across Exmoor, we went round a right hand bend and he took it a bit wide and he said, oh no, and we took the mickey out of him on the cardo and he said, no, I'd prefer left hand bends. And of course, within 5 minutes he's gone round a left hand hairpin and binned it. Slipped a gear, it a false neutral, and that was it. He was off.
Yeah.
I can't believe Steve Exeter Rider's not done Pool Hill yet.
It's on his list now, though, isn't it? Well, it's probably
I'm,
always been.
Oh
I'm,
yeah.
I mean, I'll give Nige. I've actually done a full breakdown of the Lake District, and it's a full day's ride. If you wanted to do it properly, like the map I've given him, it's got all your brew stops in there, your cafe stops, and everything. It's absolutely
Smash.
fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Wayne, I was just saying there. Done the Alps, yeah, done the Alps. It's amazing. If you can ever go to Austria, then and all good. Like I went through Germany into Switzerland, then into Austria. We had a 10-day trip. It was phenomenal. If you've not got the bug of riding your bike abroad, then you will do after that.
Do you find it difficult with passports and getting through different countries and stuff like that when you go in
No,
that sort of places? No?
no. The hardest thing was getting back into the UK. Out of it all, was the hardest thing was getting back into the UK. As daft as it sounds.
Oh, I like that one extra. What Steve said. Scared of Somerset folk. That's why. Have you met Howie? Well, there's a video about that, isn't there? Have you met this man?
Yeah.
Don't trust this man. Yeah.
Well, I don't know whether you noticed when we went to Howie's dogging spot. Old,
Dogging spots up
Ice
here.
Diddy, piped up in the comments and says, "Oi, get off my land!" He said, "Who invited you, Dorset mob, to Bloom and Somerset?" Howie jumped in. He said, "I invited them." I said, "We had express permission from the chief dogging master."
I want to know what sort of trouble you're going to get into next, Nigel and Steve, because you seem to go to the places where you have conflicts. It's a bit like where Brian went. You went over a bridge somewhere, and you had the dodgy people on the bridge complaining when you were going past there, didn't you? That was another one
Mate,
where.
that was ridiculous. It was over the bridge at Barmouth.
Yeah, now these
Oh,
things are
Barmouth,
legal.
yeah.
Right away, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and like the blokes going, "Oh, you're riding too fast." I was like, "Riding too fast, mate. I was in first.
Yeah.
If I go any slower, I'm gonna fall. I am gonna fall off. Do you know what I mean? Come on, mate.
But these,
I've got to progress. Do you know what I mean?
But
And
is that a one way across that bridge?
no, there's only one side open, so you've got to use both. You've got to use. There's one lane basically to go both ways.
Blimey.
So, but it's
what
just
happens if this
you know
bike come the other way?
you just put it to one side. I mean the lad who come with us had panniers on, and
And they
you're only going
just,
out for the day. You're only going out for the day. So why have you got one? Why have you got your panniers on? But that's his decision at the end of the day. But you kind of you could fit through. You could fit through. And like I say, we had numerous people walking past. Not one person said anything to us when we went past them. Not one. The only people who made a comment was the people who watched the video who had a bit of a sad on with it. Oh, you shouldn't be riding across there. Well, it's a byway.
yeah,
It's open to motorbikes,
yeah,
foot passengers, and mountain bikes. What's
yeah.
the problem?
It's a bit like that where you went, Nige. That's legal. You can go down there within them periods of time, the dates and everything. So
Yeah,
why
yeah,
should it
so
be a
it's
problem?
legal, but it does get ridiculously busy with people on foot because that's obviously the only way down into the cove itself. I mean, it was a shame that we didn't park the bikes up and get down in the cove and get it on footage because it is lovely down there. But
As I say, I would have stopped and had a cup of coffee and then gone and have a chat with him and say, no, we're staying there for a while. Then we're going to
yeah,
go back
well,
up.
I think Lily Northover, she said she'd have been tempted to give him a rev bomb as we went past him. I said he looked as though he was dodgy on his feet anyway. I said, don't want to keel him over. Look, I said, I've retired. We don't want none of that malarkey again.
I bet
I
he's
mean,
happy enough when his Waitrose delivery turns up, though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I bet he don't pull a foul face when they drive down the road to deliver us to his posh cottage.
I must admit, like after I responded to them people, because at the end of the day, we sometimes I do. Sometimes I do video knowing that people are going to get frustrated. People are going to have a comment. And I do it purposely sometimes, knowing that I'm going to roll people up. Right, I do.
Good
But with
content,
them
isn't it?
lads, yeah. But with them lads, I was just like, mate, I don't know what your problem is. Genuinely, I don't know what the issue is. When coming into your area, spending money, we've all had breakfast there. There was four of us. We've all had breakfast at a tenner each. You know what I mean? I don't see what the problem is, genuinely. And then like the two of the guys went, we're gonna sub. I went, if that's the case, then you shouldn't be on my channel anyway. If you think I'm being horrible and all the rest of it, then you shouldn't be on my channel anyway. So unsub, just
Yeah.
just 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 jog
Off
on,
you
like I
go,
said,
innit?
because at the end of the day, you don't, especially roads, you don't purposely go down a road knowing it's going to cause problems. You might say things purposely just to
Yeah.
get a conversation going, but not going down roads and byways and all the rest of it.
Mm.
I mean, as long as you check, if it's a byway and you're legally allowed to go down there, then hard luck in it.
I mean, all you got to do is the best thing to use, if anybody don't know, the best thing to use is OS maps, and that will pinpoint you, and that will explain and show you whether that byway is open or closed, and it will tell you there and then, and they're more live. So if anybody stops you at that point, you can just say, right, hold on a minute, mate. Let me show you the map. This states this is a byway and it's open because it's green.
Can you get the OS maps on TomToms and things like that as an addition or anything like that? Or
I just use it on my phone, mate. So because it's
the OS
live on your
maps are out?
yeah, it's an app on your phone. I'll just use it on there because at least then you can, if you get pulled by the coppers, you can put it straight on then,
Yeah.
and there's a pin on you, and you can go, there you go, mate. It says there, and you can click on it, and it'll come up with all the information, whether it's closed, open, why it's closed, how long it'll be closed for. Do you know what I mean? So all the information's on there once you click on it. So it's you can kind of get yourself out the shit as well, get yourself in the shit with it. So,
It's a good idea.
but
Brilliant.
it is a good little app to use.
What app's that? Is it an OS map app?
OS
Or
maps, just
just
put
OS
in
map?
OS maps, ordnance survey maps.
I didn't know they did
You
an
could,
app.
yeah. Yeah, and you know you can pay I think about 30 quid a year, about 34 quid for the year, and then
Yeah.
you get loads of different things. You can plan routes, you can do walks, you can track yourself, you can there's thousands of things you can do on it. It's brilliant. It's really really good.
No, brilliant. We seem to have lost Steve. What have you done with Steve, Knights? Is
Oh,
he
he's
just
probably trying to break into that pack of beer that was under his propping his laptop up.
probably, yeah.
I mean, we when we went on that ride yesterday down to Lulworth and that we came across the ranges, and
Oh, Lulworth Ranges.
yeah,
I was
well
in
we
there with the
dropped
army. I went there with the army.
yeah well we
Lulworth.
dropped down to Corfe Castle and came up the back way up over Creech Hill. We come around the bottom of the hill, and I said to Steve, the red flags are flying. I said I wouldn't be surprised if we get halfway up the hill and the gates are shut because they're live firing. Well, we got halfway up the hill and the gates were open, so we kept going. And the further down that road we went, the more red flags we saw flying. And Steve's saying, he said, "What are we going to do if the Rangers are actually in operation?" I said, "Duck."
Depends how
Right,
accurate they are, doesn't it?
right
Well,
faster.
yeah, I mean, but I'd say we went right across the range, but although the flags were flying, we we didn't hear nothing or see anything.
Yeah,
But it
Steve's
was
off. Steve
dodgy.
Exterminer's off. He's
Yeah, I reckon he's after more beer.
yeah. Have a good day, Steve, and ride carefully next week. I liked your video on the CBR 600R, 650R, and
Yeah,
the.
I've got that to watch in a minute.
That's a nice video. Yeah, check that out if you've not.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put this out now. There's probably only Tojj on here who probably knows my secret.
Oh, you got a secret? Is
Yeah,
this his
yeah,
big announcement? Let me
yeah,
just.
yeah.
Is this a big
No,
announcement? Again?
don't put me on big screen on my own because I don't like it. So if you look in the side chat,
Yep.
there's somebody called Free Rider UK.
Right,
Yeah.
we'll find him. Yeah, he must be quite far up the top somewhere.
No, I think he's just. Well, I know he's just left a message.
Or is
There
it?
you go. It's right at the bottom. Last comment.
I haven't got that one yet. Can't see it.
Do.
Put it up.
Hang on a mo, Geronimo.
It's not on mine at the moment.
There you go. There's a link in the
Oh yeah,
chat.
got that. Click on that one.
Share screen.
So click on the link.
Well, I've put
So
the link. I've put the link in the.
Oh yeah, okay, got it.
There you go.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see that.
so Free Rider UK. That
You're
is
all right.
that is my new channel for my off roading.
There you go. I've just subbed.
Yes, same here. Go on, anybody who's on the channel, give it a sub and let's get
Yeah.
it going.
Yeah.
Anyone in the
That's
side
my,
chat, get clicking.
Get clicking. We're going to see how many subs we can get this up to
That's,
while we're live.
yeah. That's my new channel for majority of the off roading that I'm going to be doing. Because basically I've looked at a few other channels who have gone from road riding to off roading, and the amount of comments on there who have put, I don't want to watch off roading. I watch your channel because of I like the roads. I like what you do in the UK. I like your trips. I like your tours and all the rest of it. So there is going to be stuff on my channel on the off roading, but the majority of the stuff's going to be put on there. So
Was that your WR on there?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beats, didn't they?
They got some
Mate,
kick, and they.
Yeah, mate, I've only rode like 250s in the past, just like messing about, and this is a 450. Mate, this is gonna. It pulled the arms off me going down the road. I was just like,
It's like a busser off road, isn't it?
mate, honestly, mate, and mate, they're so easy to wheelie, so easy to wheelie. So
My
whatever.
brother had one, and we used to get off literally crying in pain. It was
Oh,
great.
mate, I literally went up and down the road, and I took my helmet off, and I was crying with laughter. I was like, this is fucking brilliant. I've got to get it. I've got to get it. But it's so basically, I bought that 2 weeks ago. But basically a barn find. My mate he lives in Wales, and he goes around fixing all the the farmer's equipment and tools and diggers and all that shit. So basically, his farmer went up to him. He's had it 2 years, never really, never bought it to use it as a farm bike, never used it at all. Couldn't get it.
A first off-road bike is probably not the right one, is it?
No, no. But so basically, my mate said to me, he says, "Do you want it? You know, we'll see if we can get him a deal." And I says, "Okay, then sound." So nailed him down on a price. Obviously, my mate's a mechanic. He was like, "Right, I'm going to take it back to mine, get it up, running, working, make sure everything's all right with it." And I was like, "Yeah, sweet." So,
Got the electric start model, have you?
yeah. He's put electric start on it, so it's got it's a kickstart and electric start.
Oh, it's got it,
Pick
is
them
it?
buggers over, you know about it.
Say what? Say again.
Them buggers over, you know about it.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, I haven't gone out properly on it, and I've got massive smiles on my face every time I get it. So, but
It's been nice knowing you anyway.
yeah, I'm going to be more broken falling off road now.
My back can't handle it anymore, unfortunately.
I think for me, like, it's another skill. It's another skill set that I want to learn. You know, I've done obviously road riding, I've done racing, short circuit racing, and endurance racing and stuff like that. And this is just another thing that I want to get into and learn. You know what I mean? And up my skill set.
Yeah. I mean, we was lucky. We started off-roading around about, what, 9, 10 years old. And now my body's knackered. My brother's just come out of retirement for the 5th time now. So, we're pull up alongside a trailer and we're literally tears in pain. Do you know what I mean? But you're just like, yeah, take some more pills and go out again.
Yeah, like I say, mate, it's just it's one of them things where I think we all do it, don't we? We all have that itch. We all have that right. I want to have a go at that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to go and see if that's any good. I want to see if I'm good. Not good at it, but I want to try and learn it and try and master it and have a go at it. Do you know what I mean? You know, in 12 months' time, I might say, it's out for me. I don't like it. I don't know. I hate
you're on road as well.
Yeah. So,
what,
you know.
What bike are you using for that, Brian? Is it a different bike you're going to use for that, aren't you? Are you getting a different bike, do you say you've got?
For what?
For the off-roading?
Yeah, that's it. That WRF 450.
Yeah, 450.
So that's it. That's it there, that blue one. Yeah. So, but yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna basically turn my GS back into a road bike now. Get road tyres on it and basically just keep it for tours, and then probably look at something like a Tenere 700 or Husky 701 or something like that off a road type shale kind of stuff rather than using the big 1250. Yeah. Or even something like the Gas 700s.
You see, we're being invaded by Somerset tonight. Look, Mr. Ice Diddy's in the house as well.
I was going to say.
Evening, Nick.
Thanks for coming along.
He's going to be another fellow NT rider, isn't he?
Yeah, NTs are going to take over the world. They'll be taking over the BMWs, won't they?
Yeah.
At least the NT's wave, don't they?
They do, yeah. Well, some of the GS riders do, don't they? Apparently, don't they, Nige?
What's that?
The GS riders, they do wave, don't they?
Some of them did. I haven't had I don't think I've had a 1300 GS wave yet.
No,
we've had a few of those, haven't we, Steve? And we've not had a wave off of a 1300 yet.
No.
To be fair though, that guy through Abbotsbury was stood up at the time, so we'll let him off that.
I usually give it a proper big.
Yeah,
he was going over a manhole, wasn't he? So he's off road.
Yeah.
All right. Off roading on the tarmac.
Although that GS rider yesterday, he did send that woman over with a couple of leaflets for us, didn't he?
Yes, yeah, it was very nice of him, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we had a group of IAM riders the morning we met up in Dorchester, wasn't it, Steve?
Yeah, that always a Dorset branch, isn't it?
When we left, so he insulted he insulted Steve's bike, and I raised the volume up on the clip. I just caught it on the camera, and as I pulled up, Steve was already there. As I pulled up, you heard this bloke go, "Oh, it's a GS." But then three of his IAM mates turned up, and when we pulled away, I said to him, "I said, cheers, gents, stay safe," or whatever it was. Nothing, not a thing. Totally blanked us.
He
And
was
then
talking to me. He
yesterday,
said, "I'd love an adventure bike, but I need 140 horsepower."
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
of course you do.
well, one why? And then later on, he said, "I'm quite happily sitting on 65 mile an hour because I can do 65 mile an hour through the bends when these sports bikes can't keep up with me." And I'm thinking, like, I can do. I've only got a bloody Benelli 700. I can do more than 65 round the bloody bends,
Yeah.
and I've
It
only
depends
got
how good
70
you.
horsepower. So,
Yeah. It depends how
Well,
good you are, innit? Riding, I suppose.
but,
then we had the GS rider at the what was it called, Steve? Revo's hub.
Revo's pub, I think it is now, because he
Oh,
had an
pub.
industrial unit, and then he bought a pub, didn't he?
It's it was a pub that they've turned into a bit of a petrol heads place. So they have car meets, bike meets, and everything else there. But we pulled up and there was this GS and a KTM. It looked like KTM 890, wasn't it? And he sent her over with a couple of leaflets. And she goes, "You can chuck them in the bin if you want." And we thought, well, what is it? And it was, do you want to learn to be an advanced rider? It was the IAM group trying to trying to get a few more members and what have you, or get people signed up for their courses.
Well,
So,
that was like Sunday. So I met, like I say, I met Richie Vida and Jay Crazy Legs on Saturday for the just to buy the breakfast. Come back, and I pulled in this calf on the way back on my own. I sat, you know, and just sat there on your own, mind your own business. Just sat there. These three bikes pulled in, a bit like yours. There's two I am riders and this other rider who's on a little street triple thing. 675 street triple, and I said to the bloke, I went, "Mate, it's a right weapon that is, man, for a 675." And he was like, "Well, these are telling me I need 1,000 cc." And this, I went, "You don't, mate. Trust me." I went, "You don't, mate." I says, "It's all about how you ride it. Genuinely, on the road, you don't need, if anybody's fast in a straight line, it's corner speed that you want to get. That's the main aim, but to do it safely." And so anyway, I'm talking to this bloke, and I do know that this bloke, this one of these IAMs, is stood behind me, and so he's gone. Yes, my friend. Just let you know, whatever you've just said to him there is completely wrong. Like it's like, and I sat there and I was like, "Fucking hell, Prince Charles." I went, where you come from?" Like, it's like, so. Anyway, we ended up all setting off together, and this bloke who was Prince Charles sat behind me. So I set off and I'm just in front. So obviously my ribs are still hurting. So I'm like, just minding my own business. And he overtakes me, looks at me, overtakes me, tries to gun it. And obviously I'm on my GS. So I was just like, "Mate, you're having it now. Yeah, I'm gonna prove a point now." So anyway, we go down this road. I've been down this road a few times in the past, as probably he has. But I'm in fourth, which is on the GS, which is like the party gear. Fourth and fifth is like the party gear. So I'm in fourth, absolutely pinned at like 9,000 revs, going up and down the box on the quick shifter. Get to this one corner, and you can see through the road, but as you come to the corner, there's like a bush. So I've looked, and it's clear. So as he's started to break into the corner, and I've just gone straight round the outside of him. Like literally looking at him like that, around the outside of him, dusted off, and then we pulled up to the island. He lifted his helmet up, and he was like, "That was fucking dangerous. That was. You don't know what was coming round." And I looked at him, and I just went, pulled a massive wheelie.
I mean, if ever you need proof that it's the rider, not the bike,
Yeah.
there's a video on my channel with when Mike, who I ride with, used to work with him. He's got an MZ 301.
An MZ.
MZ.
God, yeah.
And it's like out of the, I don't know, 70s or 80s, whenever it was. and
That
he
was
came.
two-stroke, isn't it?
His 1250 RS was in having a service or whatever, and he came out on that, and we was all laughing. We were thinking, Christ, all right, we'll slow down a bit for you today. We could not keep up with him, honestly. And he's got tires sort of that thin, and yet he's going around these corners as if they're not there. Absolutely bonkers.
That,
And he calls it dash fine, the pig. It's worth a watch just to see him go around the bends on it.
well, that was like the day I went out with Dave Revbom, and that CBR 1000 was up his chuff for about 2 mile because we couldn't get past. Basically, there was about 7 cars ahead of us. There was a tractor, and basically we just couldn't get through. So we was calmed up, and I just said to Dave, "Just wait, mate." I said, "There's a dual carriageway. It's only like 600 meters. A dual carriageway is, but we can get round him." And then there's nice, fast, open road, then all the way to the calf. And he was like, I was just about 6.5 mile long up the 41. And he's like, and Dave was on the comm saying to me, "Mate, this bloke is up my chuff. It's like he's got a bungee attached to the front of the bike." So we was like, I was laughing along, like, because I thought to myself, I can see what's coming here. So this thousands, we go on this dual carriageway. I've pinned it. This 1000c's come. So the dual carriage coming like that back into one lane. So I'm like pinned, and he's come past me, and I swear to God, like you're like, "Mate, what are you doing? You've come past me that close." And red mist come down. I thought, right then, you're having it now. So I just sat on his back of his tyre for about 2.5 mile. And again, went round the outside of him, and I just dropped the hammer then, and I just dusted off. And then we come into Turn Hill, pulled up to some traffic lights, and Dave pulled up with like the back of me. And as he's pulled up the back of me, the bloke's like lifted his visor up, give me a fist bump, and he was just like, "Mate, I've never seen anybody ride a GS like that before in my life." And I was just like, "Mate, you just don't try and take the piss out of people, because you don't know who people are. You don't know what their skill set is. You know what I mean?" I said, "You come past me," because we pulled up at one point, like I say, and I went, "You come past me far too close, far too close." And he went, "Oh no, mate." He says, "But I was struggling to get past you." I says, "Mate, you on a 1000cc bike?" I says, "I'm on a fucking 1250 GS." I says, "Come on, mate." You know what I mean? I says, "It's down to you. If you that inexperienced, you should drop back and wait until you can see, till you're on a straight that you can pass me properly." Says, but no, it was, and again that was quite comical when we sat in the calf, because Dave Revbon was absolutely buzzing about it. He was like, "Mate, you overtook him, and then you just shot off a see you again." just proving a point, mate. Just proving a point. Well,
Love it.
It's all good. Well, I can't ride like that. I'm not that good a rider to ride like that. I used to be mad on the sports bikes, but as you get older, your brain starts thinking, "I want to ride a bit more careful, or a bit more, how can I put, sedately, or whatever you want to call it.
conservative.
Conservative. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I
I
must
know.
admit, I am like that now. Do you know what I mean? It's just that sometimes when you get the red mist, I just can't help that the racer comes out in, like for example, when I fell off. That's the difference between a rider, a biker, and a racer. A racer will get up and ride his bike. A biker will probably get up, try and get his bike sorted, and might go home. A rider will just get it picked up on the AA, and do you know what I mean? Well, ride for 9 months.
But do
That's
you
the
think?
difference, I
Do you think
suppose.
sometimes that the least less experienced riders get the red mist, and that's what causes accidents as well?
I do think
Because sometimes I get the feel, "Oh, I want to go after him," but I think I have to really say, "No, I'm not going to do it because I haven't got the skills to do it." Basically,
I
some people
think
probably don't think like that.
yeah, a lot of it, a lot of it. I think it's down to like stuff like YouTube and watching the racing on the telly. They look at that and they think, "Oh yeah, we can get your knee down. You can do these. You can do that. You can do the other." To actually get to the point, it's a skill set that you can do that
Yeah.
on a road, not on a track, but on a road. It's took me years to learn how to ride back on the road safe again after racing. Do you know what I mean? So you know, and some people don't know they don't know their own skill set, and that's what's frightening. You should never ride at no more than 85%. You should always have at least 15% in reserve, knowing that if you go around the corner, you can actually one either stop or two get around it.
And
Not
that's why,
riding.
yeah, and that's why I'm not worried. But I'm just the riding round that windy road. I'm usually thinking about it, but I will get round it. Don't you worry. I'll go there and I'll go on
Give
it. No
each
problem.
other plenty of room, and we'll take it steady. It's
Yep,
not a race, you know.
exactly,
Like I say, we always ride, or I always ride to everyone's capability.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
just
You know,
mate,
we can
honestly,
all
just
get
go on. Sorry.
we can all get caught up in the moment, can't we, and have a bit of a play.
Exactly,
But if you don't want to play, don't play. If
exactly.
when you ride as a group, you'll always wait for people.
Yeah, right. Well, when I ride on my little 125 come up there, if you keep up with me, I'm only 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour most of the way.
That 125 would be the perfect bike to take up over there.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I wouldn't like to go up there again on that 125. It didn't do me any good that one. I went up to Skem on it, Southport on it.
Well, I was going to say,
Anyway,
why be no good going up there?
Right. Well, no, done it once. I'm not doing it again.
Wait, first gear, gun the nuts out of it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
yeah, just keep it moving, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, the bigger problem will be how are we going to record you and Alex? I think we're going to have to piggyback one of you to one of us to bring you into
yeah.
the Cardo group.
Don't ask me. I haven't got a clue. I
Because
watched how it's.
either way, we need your voice coming into my Cardo so I can record it.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw Howie's video where he's trying to explain how to link turn comms on and off to one camera,
Oh,
another camera.
I was amazed at
I
that.
completely lost what he was doing.
Could you
Apparently, you
could you
can link
could
up
you
a Senna via Bluetooth, can't you? And then bridge that through mesh.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we can bridge them both in. But if you bridge one in and I'll bridge the other, that'll bring them into
yeah,
the group, and then we can all. But obviously, if you're, say, you were bridged to Joe, you've got to make sure that you keep that contact between you two.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Brian? You had you were going to say something about a method or something?
yeah. So what I used to do is get the footage. So if one of you's got Cardo, then if you get um, the other person's footage, for example,
Take
you
it out.
can all you got to do is sync it up then, and then you've
Yeah,
got perfect audio. It is a lot more work, a hell of a lot
yeah,
more
yeah.
work, but the audio side of it then will be 1,000 times better, an absolute
Mm,
Right.
1,000 times better.
yeah.
Brilliant idea. Yeah.
Like I say, it's going to take a long time to edit, but
Mm.
you'll get a better video, and two, the audio will be a hell of a lot better than. I just found when I recorded it off the card out, it was very tinny.
Yeah, I found that.
So yeah, I mean, like I say, it's okay. It's all right, but
it's
you'd
good
have
for
to
free,
put
isn't it?
some. Yeah, you're gonna have to put some road noise or something, or up the bass on it, or something. You're gonna have to do a lot more than you didn't use just the bog standard one, because it's not good enough, to be fair. So
Nah. And I'd say what we tried yesterday with the mics going straight to the camera, while you're not moving and you're right next to each other, absolutely brilliant. You know, it was as perfect as you'll get it. But once you get moving, you've only got to be, I think it was about 20 yards, wasn't it, Steve? And it
Yeah,
was
it's starting
losing
to break
connection,
up, isn't
wasn't
it?
it?
don't
And it
know.
wasn't that my ugly head was in the way of the camera to Steve, because even when Steve was in front, it still didn't get that connection.
Strange.
The
Must be
good thing
something.
was when I dropped right back and came out of range, when I came back into range, it automatically reconnected. And it took 30 seconds or so, but it did automatically reconnect, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's so close to being perfect, isn't it?
But it's not going to be something that's going to be a reliable source of recording dual comms, is it? Because it's so hit and miss at the minute. It's either brilliant or rubbish. There's no sort of happy middle ground with it, is it, at the minute?
But the sound on your video is always going to be there, as Brian says. It's always going to be there, isn't it? Regardless of Ricardo, isn't it? Is that
On
always?
the,
Yeah, yeah. And the only way you'll do it is if you get everybody's footage. That's the only way you'll do it.
yeah,
And then
what,
that editing wise, that is a, because I've done it myself. That is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
But the
I
quality is.
sent Nigel. Sorry,
Go on,
sorry,
dude.
carry on.
No, go on.
No, I sent Nigel a photo of Craig from Motorhead's editing, and he's got like 14 cameras all lined up. It's like
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
I must admit, mate. And
Thousands.
this is going to sound daft, but editing cameras ain't that bad. It's not. It's the audio that
Mm.
you've got to work. I do. I try and work at my audio a hell of a lot because I want it. I want you to hear a bit of the road noise. I want you to hear a bit of the wind. I want you to hear a bit more
Yeah,
of the exhaust, but I don't want it to sound like I'm riding with my visor up, even though I am. Do you know what I mean? So I
Mm.
do work a hell of a lot on my
it
audio.
makes it real, doesn't it? You've got to
Yeah,
have that ambient noise, haven't you?
yeah. You've got to have something in there because I've watched people in the past where it's like a voiceover. And
Yeah,
then every now and again, yeah, ooh, where the
Yeah.
car's gone past, and you're just like, oh, mate, I don't. You know what I mean? It's like Darth Vader. Ooh.
I think I've done that in the past as well. I'm
Yeah,
one of those people that's done that. I'm
oh,
sure
yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
down the
I think
line.
everyone has.
I think you've just got to learn. You've got to find your own skill set. Do you know? If you watch people like Adam Reedman, he does a hell of a lot of voiceovers, a hell of a lot. But then when he's riding, his audio when he's riding, he edited that properly because it's echoey, it's too bassy, some of it's too tinny. Where he got the mic in the right position, he keeps moving his mic by the sounds of it because one one shot it's fine, the next minute he's riding and he's doing less miles an hour, and you can hear more wind, and you're just like, mate, come on,
Mm.
you're up there with the best. You've got to look at your head. It's even the editing. It's the audio. You've got to look at your
Yeah.
audio.
I mean, another way of doing it would be with the mic twos. You can record that float 32.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
So if we all had those mic twos, then you could just email me the audio file from that, because I mean, emailing that would be a tiny file anyway, the audio. But I mean, that's probably the best way, apart from getting it straight out the camera. That's probably the next best way that we'll get good audio, is if we all had mic twos. But where'd you draw the line? You just keep on shelling out on all this equipment, and
yeah.
2 months later, there's something else out that is allegedly better.
And do you really want to hear me waffling on about a load of crap all the way through the journey?
I just
That's
wanted
another
that
thing.
scream when you grind that hairpin.
Or the slide
Oh,
of the wheel as it's spinning the. Oh, it's wicked.
yeah. Was Joe turn into a girl?
Can you imagine?
honestly, Joe, it is nowhere near as
Oh,
bad as everyone makes it out to
no,
be.
I know now. Don't worry.
It's no.
I think Brian's quite I would trust his knowledge and thing to say if he says it's good and I'm going. That's good.
Mate, honestly, mate, it's it's not easy, but it's not as difficult as what people are saying.
Yeah,
That's all I'll say. It's
yeah.
not that bad, mate. Genuinely, it's not
There's
as.
a lot of hype in there.
Yeah, massively. Like I say, when I did it, I thought it was. I thought I was going to fall off the edge of a cliff or something when I did it. You know what I mean? I thought, wow, it must be like
But
that. It must be a gradient like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You get there and you're just like, really,
if you
really?
take it in third gear, you're going to fall off, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
It's simple as that, isn't it?
Like I say,
Yeah.
apart from the camber going rolling away from you on the corners rather than rolling into you. Apart from that, all you've got to do is be in the right position on the road, so you're not on the inside camber. So so when you're turning right, you're not on the inside of the camera. You're on the outside of the camera. It's just just a bad. It's
I
just
went up there, that pothole on the right hand side, which is right in the wrong place, wasn't it?
place. Yeah,
It
yeah,
was there for years, wasn't it?
yeah.
Second time I'd done it, they'd filled it in, so it's so much easier.
Like I say, I just don't stress about it. Like I say, get your chin up, get get your head right first, and then just set off. Don't look at the corner, look through the corner, look at the next
Yeah,
corner, and then
yeah.
just mate, you'll get to the top of it, and you'll just go, genuinely, was that it? Honestly, was
The
that?
bike will automatically go where you're looking.
Yeah, I know it's not. Yeah,
You know,
it's all the
Yeah.
bumpiness of the road. It's quite a dodgy. It looks like a bit of a dirt track, that sort of road. When I looked at video, how long ago it was.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said earlier, I think that's the nature of the type of road it is, isn't it? Any of those roads that passes and go up around the hills and that,
I
just
think it,
purely because of the terrain and
yeah.
the weather up there is going to be rough, isn't they?
I was going to say, I think it all depends on what type of year you go up as well. You know, if you're
Mm.
going up in, November, December, January, February, possibly March, you're going to have a lot of shit on it because of obviously the weather that we've had with with the hills and everything else. It's gonna roll onto the roads. But yeah, but if you can get to the slate mine, if you can get to the calf at the slate mine and look down
Yeah, that
from the
looks
slate
nice.
mine in
There.
between the two towers, that's really
You know,
nice.
lovely
Expensive.
bacon and sausage back there.
Yeah. Mate, it's nice. You just need a mortgage to buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joe, Howie's just offered. He said he's got a pair of Mike 2s if you and Alex want to borrow him for the trip.
that's good of him, isn't he? He's a genuine, decent person, is Howie, isn't he? Eh?
6 shillings a week.
6 shillings a week. Sixpence. I've only got sixpences. Do you remember sixpences from years ago? 2.5
yeah,
pence.
think of it.
Jerry's just said, Joe, I got the feeling they're setting you up.
Yeah, I got that feeling as well.
We
But
all right. I've never ridden it before, so we can fall
To be
off
fair,
together.
if it was smooth, I think there would be a lot more accidents. If
Yeah.
they resurface that like they do the Alps, there'd be so many more accidents. It'd be ridiculous.
Mm.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I think it's only a few bumps. It's only because tarmac doesn't like going downhill.
I must admit, it's more difficult going up the Ardnott Pass than coming down it.
yeah, well, we're coming down it, aren't we? I think.
Yeah, we're coming down it. Yeah, which
See,
is
I think apart from the one corner going up the opposite side, so
yeah,
there's one really
just past
tight
that.
corner, and then that's it.
Yeah.
The rest
You got
is
that one
the
just
rest is
outside
basic.
Stone Bridge, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they also do the low flying aircraft around there for the American Army base.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of American planes coming through there. Like,
Well, that'd be nice. We can stop and see a few of them.
Oh, what,
yeah,
like the Mac loop?
Oh,
yeah,
I'd like to go there.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's part of the Mac Loop, isn't it? It's what they use to turn around and go back down through the Mac Loop,
Oh, is
isn't it?
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love seeing them bloody videos when they're coming through there.
On the on when I did my video, I didn't know literally it was right above me. I couldn't hear it, but it come over me. And it was like it almost looked like a ship. It was massive, with two massive propellers on it. It was absolutely huge. But you just like that's going through these two mountains either side. You're on the road, and you got these two mountains either side, and it comes through, and you just like that was phenomenal. It was brilliant. But
See this comment here, life on two wheels. Just looked at
Yeah.
the renewal. They're trying to charge me next to £31 a month. Anyone know
No,
any
you
good
won't.
insurance companies? You did a good video on an insurance company, didn't you, Nige?
Yeah, I was just actually I'll say it. I was just typing it then.
Yeah.
It was actually cheaper in the end. They wanted to charge me that much more when I changed the bike, which was an older bike. Although it is a GS, and I suppose they do tend to get nicked more, don't they? They're such in demand.
it's because them race bikes.
That's what it is. But it was cheaper for me to cancel it, pay the
The excess.
penalty to get out of it, and actually get a new one and pay that in full than what it was to. It is, and it still baffles the living daylights out of me how exactly the same bike with exactly the same cover can have such a difference in price across different companies. And I know they all
Who did you
use
go
different
with in the end?
writers and. Sorry, Steve.
Who did you go with in the end?
I didn't insure it in the end.
Well, I was with Bennett's, and when I changed from the 502 to the 702, they wanted another £300 a year, for a 200cc, and it's still only 70 horsepower, isn't it?
Yeah.
I went with Devitt, and they slashed it right down.
Well, I went.
See that-
I was with Bennett's, and it was Bennett's that I did the video moaning about. And
Careful what you say, Nigel. I don't want this deleted.
yeah, because I did get an email from a solicitor
Yeah.
giving me some friendly advice.
Go on, mind you. Go on,
and
carry on.
it was from a solicitor's company email as well, so it was genuine. And like you said, should they have chosen to do me for libel and defamation of their good character name and what have you? Should they felt that way inclined, they could have done and would have had a good case. But no, I went with Hastings in the end.
If you're
And,
telling the truth, how can you
well,
be
yeah,
liable?
that's what, and that was my argument. But if it's a fact, he said, but when you are using words like I was using, he said, then
Yeah,
that's what brings it into question.
yeah.
So,
See, when I had when I put that one about the rucker stuff, I actually had a good friend of mine who unfortunately isn't a good friend of mine now. We had a very heated discussion phone call reference the rucker stuff. So basically, he was just he was calling me a brand basher, which I've never heard of ever heard of that. And he was like, oh mate, they could sue you and all. I goes, how can they sue me?
hmm,
It's my opinion. It's my opinion. I'm not saying rucker is anything. All as I'm saying is, on my experience on that crash, what happened to me, I feel for the price that I'm paying on that, it's not good enough. That's my opinion. It's my opinion.
Yeah. And you've
And,
I'm
tried.
and
I'm
and
I'm not.
everyone's got their own opinion, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah. I says you can't take me to court for my opinion. It's I'm not being derogatory to anybody or any company. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I think that for the price tag is poor, considering
If you were,
I crashed on
if you were
ice.
sponsored by them and then slagged them off, then fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm.
I ain't that big though, am I?
As long
I've
as
only
you
got
earn their cash, and that's it.
2,000 subs. Do you know what I mean? Two
I
thousand
mean,
bored people.
sort of answering that question from about the insurance. I mean, that's hell of a jump in it. 31 quid a month. What's that? 360 a year plus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
yeah.
is, isn't it? Um,
My
I
my
mean, there isn't any rhyme or reason in it. The only thing I'd say is bung it through a blooming comparison site and see what it comes up with.
I
But
exactly.
think I
even
think that's
then, the price it gives
I can
you,
understand if you're buying a new model because obviously all the parts they're producing are going for the new model, so they're not going to have the parts for any crashes, are they?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? But
if it's a brand new
if
model,
the
and then yeah, but if you're going from
any
a
model,
from a 1200 GS to a 1250 GS, it shouldn't be, yeah, 100 quid, yeah, fair enough, because you're going from a 1200 to a 1250, but
that
that was like
55
mine.
quid of that is the administration fee, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, that's what I do. Like when my insurance comes up, I never renew it straight off the bat. I'll sit here for 2 nights and
yeah,
I'll just put all my details into all the comparison websites
Yeah.
and just sit there and then just roll through them, because yeah, it is boring, but you've got to, if you want to save money, you've got to do that, especially with insurance. You've got to do the lead work. You've got to sit there and just accept that you've got to go through the
If
comparison
you buy
sites.
if you buy a new model bike, it's very hard to get insurance to start with because
mm.
no one's got that on the system, have they?
No, I had that with that
You know,
Versys because it's the same bike essentially, same bike as the year before, but because they called
yeah.
it a different model, it wasn't on their system. She said, "Well, I can't find it. It doesn't exist." I said, "Well, I beg to differ. I'm stood here looking at it."
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but you can understand why they do it because until they know the ins and outs and whatever, they can't insure it, can they? But yeah, on any new bike is a nightmare or a new
Mm.
model.
I
Yeah,
mean, I mean that. I mean that off road. Well, it's off road bike, but that WRF is 137 quid for the year.
Wow, that's cheap.
Fully comp.
So, but
Is
fully
that fully
comp.
comp?
and
Yeah, fully comp.
My GS now, I think fully comp, protected, no claims. I didn't have the leathers and helmet cover on it or anything like that. Don't have breakdown because I've got that on my bank account that I use. Um, I think mine was 158 quid fully comp for that.
Mine's
Okay,
due
now.
soon as
Yeah.
well, in about a
You're
couple of weeks.
retired, aren't you?
Yeah, but I was going to say, you three are like fucking older than God's dog, are you? You three.
I'm not. I'm
You've
not
probably got about
retired.
300 years fucking no claims bonuses.
Well, that's
I
another
think I.
thing. Why do they
I
limit
think
it
I.
to 9 years?
10 years. So yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you pass your
I,
test? Penny farthing.
Oh,
I
God.
passed my bike test in 1984.
It's about the same as mine. 1985, I think I did mine. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm only 58 this year.
yeah.
I'm still
He
only
said that with a
57
straight
at the
face,
moment.
didn't
Just to put that out there.
You've got
Yeah.
a good,
I
you've got, you've got,
pay.
you've got a good 10 years on me there.
he? Yeah, look at
Yeah, but
that.
I only pay. What do I pay? £300 a year, fully comp, helmet, leather. I've got national and international breakdown cover. I've got. I suppose how much. Um, like your medical expenses,
Yeah.
and I pay £300 a year, fully comp. I think that's quite good.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah,
For,
look, Howie's for that XR 1000, £153 fully comp.
Does that
1979.
include?
1979. I was 18 months old.
And
Would
1969
you
to
really?
Jerry.
1969. I wouldn't even have thought in my dad's ball bag at 1969.
Right.
Probably in a sock.
So when was you born then, Bri?
76. End of 76.
Yeah.
Christ,
Wow.
what was I
I
then?
was
I
I'm
was
10,
14
10
then.
years.
I
I
was
was
11.
67, so I'm
I
10
was
years older than you.
11 then.
Everybody says hottest summer on history. That was September 1976 because I was born.
Let me
Everybody's
go
Three,
back.
three years older, you could have been my son.
I want to bring that up, what Jerry said, because this is happening over here a hell of a lot more. There's a good video on YouTube actually about this, and I can't remember the company's name, but a lot of the insurance companies use this assessor company and they just write the bike off with the most ridiculous amount of damage on it. And of course, the people aren't getting the value of what their bikes were worth.
yeah. Terrible,
I
really.
spent about 10 years with Carol Nash because they're a bloody good company. And the only reason I changed is because the Benelli was a new bike. It wasn't on their system, so they couldn't insure it. So I think now when I come up from a renewal, which is very shortly, I'll go back to Carol Nash and see what they do.
Mm,
Like I say, I always sit here every night.
yeah.
I'll probably have 2 nights where I just sit here. I know it's absolutely crap, but I'll sit here and I'll just rifle through them. I think for my GS now, I pay about £500, which for me, just gone 48. I think
How old?
I have, I have, I have a. Obviously, I do have helmet cover and breakdown cover and
Yeah.
all the rest of it now. This year I have only because my bike's out of warranty, so I have this year. So that's took it up about £100, £150. But I'm happy to pay because I know in
Need it.
peace of mind if I because the other problem for mine is like my bike's was 3 years old in November, and I've got 40,000 miles on my bike. When I picked my bike up, it had 2 miles on the clock,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I'm averaging over 1,000 miles a month.
Wow.
So for me, I think £500 for 1,000 miles a month, I bad for the amount of miles that I'm doing for what I'm paying for insurance. Because that's what they said to me. Oh, do you do that mileage? And I'm like, because I was like, the most you can do is 10,000 miles a year. And I was like, I do over 10,000 miles a year. Do you commute? I went, no. You don't commute and you do over 10,000 miles a year. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I
Well,
do.
I've got mine set at 10,000, but I've done in the last 12 months 9,000 miles,
Yeah.
and I work full time.
All on one
You know,
set of
so
tyres, isn't it, Steve?
Mm,
I'm still on the OEM Pirelli Scorpion STRs or whatever the hell they are. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I need a back one shortly. But other than that,
Yeah, I done
yeah,
100% double check. You get, and I know it's frustrating. Keep putting your stuff in. Keep putting
yeah,
all your. I'll tell you the easiest way I do it when I do it on a computer. I open up 3 screens on the computer and copy and paste each page onto all 3, so you're getting all 3 done
Mm.
let's
at
just
once.
nest it in there for a week or two because you come up with a price that'll say £700, and if you leave it there and don't do anything with it, it starts going down.
See, the other one is as well. Try changing your email. So set another email address up, because what it does is it remembers your email. So next time you log in, you'll find that it usually goes up 10, 20, 30 quid next time you email in.
mm.
So
Cookies.
if
I've
you
got an email
so if
address I
you get
use for compare sites
yeah,
as well.
so like I've got like I've got like 6 or 7 that I've got, and I just use different ones for different things. But for your insurance, if you want to recheck it, just put in a different email address, and then it won't register on their system that you're re-logging back in. If that makes
You
sense.
don't get anything for being loyal, do you, nowadays?
Yeah.
No,
Not at all. No. Does anybody use declare that they're doing insurance for? Somebody said if you're doing videos, you have to declare that on your insurance. Does anybody have to do that, or do you think it should be done? Or I've never seen that
Never
on
been
any
asked
videos.
that.
The only person I know who does that is Dave Revbom, and he claims it as business purposes.
I've never I've
Or
never seen it as an option on any insurance things that I've ever looked at or applied for.
Does that mean you can claim back the VAT on it?
pass.
Or
Probably,
tax?
yeah,
He's self-employed. Dave's self-employed.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I suppose for him, he'll probably claim the VAT back for him.
yeah.
But like I've heard this quite a few of quite a few people saying that you've got to have business insurance because you're vlogging, you're making money, from your bike, so
Can't see
you've got
how.
to have business
Yeah, but you're not
insurance.
carrying a fare paying passenger, so it's not business use,
No,
is it?
I don't think it is. No,
Yeah.
I've heard people
So
say that, but
No,
it's true or not, I don't know.
I
no,
mean,
I
at
used
the
to
end,
have a private. I had a trike and I had private hire license on my trike, so I used to do scenic tours and weddings and stuff.
hang
And
on. You
yeah,
had a trike.
I had a boom trike,
Right,
thank you.
you again.
That's story, isn't it?
he
You
used to
could have
dress up as
told me.
Uncle Albert to ride it.
You could have taken that down the Lulworth Cove.
You wouldn't have been able to keep up with that. That could go sideways round roundabouts. That thing. It was a 1600 Ford Z-Tech in the back of a boom trike, and I'll tell you what, second gear around the roundabout, you can go sideways around there.
Bloody
Guys,
hell.
I have to bring up something here which is very, very important. Really, really important.
On it.
I've just had a pop up on my screen and it says your live recording will end automatically. Have you got that, Nigel, on yours?
Yeah, it did pop up.
Because it says you've only got a limited time, so I'm going to have to start wrap this up because I'm too tight to pay the extra money to get the
It
full.
just cuts you off, Joe.
Yeah,
It just cuts you off. So you got 29 minutes to go, and it just cuts you off.
I want to say goodbye to everybody else. Keep up to them. Do you have you? I bet
I'll
you haven't
change the subject very slightly then.
changed
Go on
slightly.
then.
Go on. Then. I'm going to go to the top, while you're doing that. I'm going to go to the top of the list to see if I can see all the people who are on today. I'll make a quick note of them while you're having a chat about that. And then I
Okay,
can
When you're
ignore me for a
touring
minute while I
in
write these
in the
down.
UK, do you book in advance? Because I know in Europe you can just turn up, rock up on a door, and they've always got space, haven't they? Whereas in the UK, you really, if you don't book up 6 months in advance, you don't get anywhere, do you?
What you on about hotels?
Yeah,
Yeah,
hotels,
yeah.
campsites, anything like that. We book up like 12 months in advance, don't we?
Mm.
Whereas Europe, you can just rock up on a doorstep and they always find your space, don't they?
I think in this country, and obviously this is just me, but
I'm in the
I,
business.
yeah, I think they want the money up
Yeah,
front. Do you know what I mean? They want that money in the bank before they arrive there. I've been to, I've done Belgium, Sweden, Austria, Germany, Switzerland, and I've been to campsites where you've rocked up and there's nobody to pay. There's nobody to pay. So you pitched up and then the next morning they just come round. Oh, how you doing? Yeah, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
just
That'd be
just
six euros.
what time did you get here? And you're like, oh, 9 o'clock last night. Oh, just give us €10 and you can have your breakfast over there for free. And you're just like, fucking wowzers. Do you know what I mean? And you're having like, I don't know, a
I've run
sandwich or something.
holiday parks for about, oh God, 12, 13 years. And I always keep a couple of three pitches that don't exist spare. So if you get backpackers or cyclists or motorcyclists turn up, you've always got something.
Yeah.
But rule of thumb is if you haven't booked 6 months in advance, forget it.
Yeah. I
Which
mean,
I think's wrong. I
I
really
must
think that's
admit,
wrong.
yeah, I mean, I'm going to Scotland with a few of the vloggers from around here, and I'm meeting. We're doing a big, well, not a big thing, but there's a few of the motor vloggers in Scotland that we're meeting up with. So I had to book that. I'll book that in November, I think, and it's like me and Jay are looking at going over to Ireland, and again, you know, probably August, you know, June, July, August, somewhere around that. I'm looking at booking there, you know, at least 3 or 4 places now, just so
Yeah.
do you know
And
what I
you're
mean?
paying top dollar for those
Oh
months as
yeah,
well, aren't you?
yeah. It's ain't like you're getting it any cheaper. It's ain't like, you know,
No,
you're booking it that
no.
early that you know you're getting a bit of a discount because you ain't.
I think Europe's got it right. First come, first serve.
Yeah,
You
100%.
know,
And
if
what?
you try, if I phoned up now for say a place in the Pyrenees for camping or a hotel, they went, "No, it's too early."
Yeah,
That's it, isn't it? You
Too
know, it's
early.
like they leave it till closer to the time.
Blimey.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
A lot
First
of the
market.
places. Sorry, go on.
no, go on.
I was going to say a lot of the places won't let you book that early. If
Yeah,
you look at booking like campsites or anything like that, and like I say that you know 3 months in advance, something like that, they'll just go nah, we are having that. Do you know what I mean?
no,
But like I
it's
say,
first
I've
come,
never had a
first
problem.
serve.
I've never had a problem booking
Not in
anything.
Europe. No, I've never had a problem in Europe, but over here it's a bloody nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean
You
when
can't just ride till you're tired and then look for a campsite, can you? Because
no,
everywhere's booked 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I
Just
mean
quickly, Jerry's off for his afternoon nap. Cheers,
see you
Jerry.
later, Joe.
Thanks for coming
Ah,
along, Jay.
see you
Appreciate
later,
it.
Joey.
I mean, when we went to the Black Forest with the army lads, we got over to France, and basically France was locked down and it was closed because there was uproar about the pensions. So we ended up having to go up into like Denmark, and we had the first night in Denmark, which wasn't planned, and we ended up getting 4 twin rooms in Denmark that night, that day. We pulled over at 1 o'clock, and we found a nice place. Rang them up. They was like, "Yeah, we got 4 rooms. Come on, mate." And these rooms was absolutely stunning,
Well,
absolutely stunning.
if you don't do that in the UK, have you got any rooms? Did you book? No, no, you got no chance.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Uh,
old boots on tour are coming over, and as you know, Steve, in June. So what I've managed, I've been looking at accommodation and hotels for them because it's been easier for me to do it over here than them try and organise it from there. Because apparently, from the 2nd of April is what did I say it was, Steve?
it's a ridiculous
I mean,
amount of money, wasn't it?
anyway, some visa thing now that's
Yeah,
changing on the
it
second.
was money, it was visas, it was paperwork. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous, wasn't it?
So I mean, we've managed to book them a Haven holiday static caravan for the week. That was a pretty good price for 3 of them. It was like 70 quid a night, which is cheap.
Okay, that's good.
And this weekend, I just managed to get them a B&B for the first night they're here, and but it was finding one where the 3 bikes were going to be safe off the road. There was a couple that they found, and I was sort of had to say to them, look, that's where your bikes are going to be. And that's on the route where all your drunks are staggering home from town on a Saturday night. Probably not the best choice. So we got them a B&B, and the bloke there, I phoned him and spoke to him. And he said, look, they can put the bikes up the side. And then what I'll do, the caravan's on a motor mover. I'll back the caravan right up against the bikes. And then dogs coming to I'm going to tell me it's time to go out by the look of it. But yeah, he's going to make sure the bikes are secure and wedge them in basically. But I mean, again,
Cheers, Harry.
if I didn't get in and book that, it would have been all booked up. They'd have had no chance.
I must admit, what's a good idea. What I do is like, first of all, before I book, I email them and just say one, we're on bikes, because I've actually had it in the past where I've booked places and then said to them, you know, a few weeks in advance, just email and say, yeah, you know, is this somewhere secure for the bikes? And they've gone, no, we don't have bikers. So I've gone. So now I email them. Are you
Like
biker
all
friendly?
that,
Is there
you-
secure parking? Is there anywhere where we could put our bikes out of sight, out of mind? Do you know what I mean? And 99% of the time now, like I'll do that research myself now. So I'll look on the website. I'll do the research. I'll look at what other people have commented, and specifically bikers. I'll go on there and have a look for bikers comments. So
I always use either Premier Inn because they let you park right outside reception where the cameras are. And Howie, are you listening? Always book camping and caravan sites because they love bikes.
yeah,
We've got
And
no issue with
you
motorbikes
get
at
a
all.
boner for campsites.
I've got a right boner for campsites, especially when there's a pub next door.
I mean, Gus has just said there, like UK hotels are so expensive, it is cheaper to go abroad. He's trying
Yeah,
camping this year, try and lower the cost. But I mean, I've just typed the comment. But when we go September, isn't it? Steve's introduced us to the Old Haven caravan sites. It's peanuts, isn't it? Absolutely peanuts. I
it's
mean, what do we pay
ridiculously
for
cheap.
4 nights?
It's 50 quid a head for 4 nights.
£50 each for 4 nights. Like
Not bad, is
50
it?
quid, you're getting 4 nights from an
That's
accommodation.
£12.50 a night, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you're in the right place, you can do a loop out east, west, north, whatever, and it's sorted, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to try
I
and
mean, I'm
find the
all,
cash to send up to you as well. I haven't paid yet, so I'm going to try and get away with not paying. So
Well,
let's see how far I get. Right?
that odd not pass is really difficult. I'd be really worried. I don't.
I'd bring you snow chains if I were you.
Oh,
Have you not paid, Joe?
no, I haven't. No,
Have you not?
no.
Are
It's one of
you
those things.
sure?
I'm going to be retired shortly. I'm going to save my money. I'm going to buy. You know what I mean?
He's
I
Anyway,
saving
thought
it.
you
He's saving
paid.
it for when he crashes up the odd not pass.
I thought you paid, Joe.
right. Um,
I thought you had paid. Honest.
yeah, I know.
I
If you haven't,
thought,
I'll kick you off on that corner.
Oh, wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to before I get to more trouble here, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody else who's on. I'm going to take a comment to everybody who's been on here, and that'll give you a chance to have your little say before we close the stream. So very quickly, I'm going to run through the list. I've got them here. Cavan Honda Riders just come on. Thanks for coming on anyway. And also, we just recently got Peacock's Paul came on. So thank you for popping along.
Hey guys,
We've had Andy GSA Tractor, Flat Cap Cafe Racer, Freerider UK. We mentioned Freerider UK. There it is. We'll come to that in a minute when we get to the end. If you don't know what that is,
sorry, sir.
Monkeywood Garage, Reno, Black Backrod Tourist, Howie 702, Exeter Rider, Life on Two Wheels. The Peaky Biker has been here as well. Thank you very much, Peaky, for coming along. Really do appreciate it. You've been a really nice guest today, and we appreciate that. Thanks for coming along. You're always very interesting, and so are your videos and your channel. So we'll come to that in a minute. We've had German Jobbies, Haggis Whisperer, Calm Biker, Tom's TSC, Flat Cap Cafe Racer. He was here, Jerry. Motorbarn Virginia, and Gordon Keelan Flash, Ice Diddy, BMW GS Black,
Gus.
Gus,
Black Gus.
one. And I've got one here, Regme or something, REGMEY. Don't know who that was. Can't remember.
Ring me? Don't know. Life
Ring
on
me.
Two Wheels? Did you get Life on Two Wheels?
Life on Two Wheels. Yep, you see here. Look, he's written down. Look, there's my list. Look, I've had to write it down on a big bit of paper. All the list of all the people I got.
You know, that looks like a spider's run over it.
That's doctor's writing. That's proper engineer's writing. That is.
Jesus, it's like a doctor's writing. That is.
Right then, Joseph.
Right. So
Friday the 31st of January, you pinged me 60 quid.
Oh, did I?
So
Oh,
you've paid me for the Haven caravan.
oh, that's good.
Has he
Anyway,
paid you, Steve?
Nigel wouldn't have admitted that. I wouldn't have said anything.
anyway, before we go
I'm gonna
now,
have to have a look. I thought you'd paid, Joe, so I'm going to have a look. I trust you.
you trust me, yeah, good, that's all right. So before I go, I'm
Yeah.
going to give Brian the opportunity to have a little shout out for himself, his channels, and everything else before he goes, because we don't see Brian here very often. It's nice to see him there. Brian, I'm going to put you in full screen for a minute.
No,
before
don't
you go.
put me in full screen because I'll
I'm
get
gonna put you
embarrassed.
full- I'm going to put you full
We love
screen.
it.
Here you go. Thanks, Brian, for coming along to the channel. And
No.
you can mention your channel now before you go so everybody knows who you are. Thanks for coming along.
Yeah, so all as it is, lads, is as if you guys watch my channel that you know that I was looking for an off road bike and trying the old off roading. So if you look down the side chat, it is Free Rider UK. So that is where the majority of the off roading stuff's going to be on. There is going to be small bits on my channel but I don't want to flood my channel with off-road stuff. So yeah, so if you go across, if you could sub, that'd be fantastic. If it's something you're into, then brilliant. If it ain't, then again, don't worry about it. You know, I'm still keeping my channel, still doing my lives and everything else, but the majority of the off-road stuff's going to be on that channel, just so it's a little bit separate for everybody.
Lovely. Thank you. Yeah, especially
You scared the shit out of me, that did.
you also do live. You've been to Week Mumble, don't you?
Yeah, so yeah, on a Wednesday I do a live over on something called the Peaky Biker Live, and that's from 8 till 9 on a Wednesday, and it's very similar to this. It's just a group of lads sat in there having a chat about bikes and whatever else comes up. But yeah, thank you for having me on. Appreciate it, lads. Honestly, really do.
Guys going on my 6th channel.
Right. Okay. So, Nige, have you got any videos coming along or anything? I know you got
I-
something in the pipeline. I don't know what it is, but
I've got one coming out on Wednesday.
wonderful.
What
Where
channel's
I
that on? What
where
channel's
I
that on, mate? Is that your first channel, your second channel, or your first?
where I mention him
Brilliant. Oh,
and
I have to watch that one.
oh, hang on, wrong way. Oh God, him. It's always back to front, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll get it
that
right
one's
next
coming
time.
out Wednesday. But it's funny because I'm going through the footage of when we was piddling around with these mics and that, and there's a couple of bits. I'll probably make a couple of short videos out, just 2 or 3 minute longs.
Wonderful.
I'd edit them out if I were you.
But on that subject, quickly, very quickly, since I've been putting one out, I'm trying to make an effort to put one out on a Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah.
My subs have gone up by about 30 odd subs.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Is that just
well done.
purely because it's regular?
Yeah. So what you'll find is, if you've got like, I used to put mine out every Friday, but when you go into the analytics, it can actually show you when's the best time to put it out. So my ideal time to put mine out is 7 o'clock on a Thursday. So I'm changing mine to Thursdays. But if you can at least do one a week, guaranteed one a week, then YouTube will push you. If you
Yeah.
can get two, obviously, if you can get 2 a week, then it'll push it even more. But yeah, that's what YouTube wants. YouTube wants you to put as many videos regular as possible.
Yeah.
So do you reckon they want you to fill the gaps?
Yeah,
They must have gaps in their
yeah.
their
So
viewing, mustn't they?
yeah, so like for example, like my last video, that I even a week old. That's had 3,500 views. So obviously that's pushing that video out there because there's people watching it. So, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to pick and see what people are watching and going, they might like that, they might like this, they might like that one. So, and that's all they're doing. So if you can keep it regular, then YouTube will push it out.
Yeah.
I've got no chance. I'm on call 24/7.
So you've got no videos coming out next week, Steve?
Sorry?
You got no videos coming out next week? Anything happening?
No, because I'm back on stupid hours again now. We're reopened now, so I don't know when my next day off is going to be.
Yeah. And I'm the same as well. I'm working quite hard for the next 2 months or a month and a half, and then I'll be retired. So I'm busy weekend as well. That's why I've been missing some of the live streams and stuff as well. So I'll try my very best to get as much as I can done and get a few
It's
more.
in a way of fun, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. But life goes on. People have their jobs to do as well as YouTube. They have.
Yeah, but see, that's why the job had to go, is interfering with the social life.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
I will do a year review on my bike though, because I don't think anyone's done a year review on a Benelli 702. So
I was going to do a video on how to change the oil and spark plug on a CB125F, but it was so quick I missed it. Sorry about that. Done already. Right.
that's the joys of those little bikes, isn't it? They're brilliant.
Yeah, we've got
They
a
are
quick one
brilliant.
here before we go. Question: anybody use their phone for recording, editing, and uploading? And what app guys use to edit on your phone? I would say my advice would that I know somebody who used their phone quite a lot for editing things out, and it's who is it? I don't know who it is now.
Right, if you Picos, Paul, if you check out somebody called Solo Moto UK, he does everything on his phone, absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So and he's a wealth of knowledge on that. If you drop him a message, mate, like I do. I do people videos and explain things how they work because actions speak louder than words, and it's a lot easier to look at something and explain something while you're doing it and seeing it than it is trying to explain it without seeing it. But yeah, Solo Moto UK, Derek, his name is.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Brian. Really appreciate it. Right, I'm going to close the stream there. Thanks everybody for coming along. Nige, Brian, Steve,
Thanks
and
again.
we'll catch you all in the next one.
Thank you for having me on. Appreciate
No
it.
Right.
problem.
Take
Bye
care,
now.
guys. See you
Cheers.
later.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Good night.
I've got.
You pressing the button?
I am pressing the button.